in bringing all things to an end, God reveals unto the children the sacred secrets of God that had not been known to the world. For the ways of man were never the ways of the divine, and the children of your God were lost in every way that they had gone, for they did not know the way back to God in the Spirit. And when the children lost the way of the Spirit, they found themselves stranded in a world they could not have known, and following ways that were never given unto them. God knew that the children were lost because they no longer remember that which was taught to them in the ways in which they were taught to know the things of the divine and to be able to see that which is unseen. And so, having eyes, the children could not see the unseen. And so it was with all the world. Every sign that your God has given to this world was given in the unseen. And because the eye of carnal man cannot see that which is of the unseen, man could not know the signs of God that were given to the world. In showing you the way that God's signs have been given, we have shown you why it is no man knows when judgment began and how it began, nor does any man know how it is that God alters the course of man in the world, and that God giveth unto every one that which comes in the final phase of God's judgment. The signs we have shown to you represents the way in which all things on earth are dominated by that which is above man. And that which is higher than man is greater than man. And therefore all things on earth are given to obey that which comes from the higher things of a higher God. In the phase of judgment that is coming, we have shown you that all of earth where God giveth will erupt. And in the eruption of earth, all things on earth will be destroyed. For in all the lands of the heathens, the Hebrews, and the Gentiles, so has your God given that everything that has been done that is despicable in the sight of your Father and Mother God will be utterly destroyed. There will be nothing left. As the destruction occurs in these lands, so will the transformation of the lands of the children of God begin. For this reason, the children will be moved to return back to the lands from whence they originally came, They must return, for in all the ways that God's judgment is final, it will be total. Nothing that is of the Hebrews, the heathens, and the Gentiles shall ever remain on earth. These things we give to you, that you must teach and preach, that the children of your God may know that God's judgment had not only begun, but is also in its final stage. God told them that nothing that has been proposed by all evildoers on earth will ever come to pass. For God told all the children that in the timing of God, God will dispose of all the evil plans of men, and God will dispose of every evildoer that is in God's house. For this world is the house of your Father and Mother God. We give it unto you to speak the truth, that in knowing the truth, the children of God will come to the realization that they were never free in this world, that they endured suffering because they could not see the way to know the way to return back to the path of light. They must forsake all these ways. They must return back to the path that we had given unto them. They must come back to the Mother and the Father God in the divine that was given into them, that remains hidden inside of them. No one can save them but themselves. And the children must know that in every way that they are designed, they're designed in the image and in the likeness of their mother and of their father, creator gods. We know the ways of the world, for we designed the world. We know the ways of all things, because we designed all things. And when man knew not the way that God created anything, no man knows how everything serves the purpose of your Father and your Mother God. In all the world, your God is, was, and always will be the supreme ruler. There is none other than your God. There was never, and there will never be. And though man went in his vainglorious ways, believing that he has power to do the things that he has done, he didn't know that it was God's way of showing man all that he did in the previous lives he lived on, the several worlds that he lived on, that God brings to a head. Whatever is happening in today's world is what God has shown everyone that happened in all the previous worlds in which man dwelled, that he reduced to nothing. And God knew that the time would come when God would stop the wasteful, destructive ways of man and show man that there is no power greater than the power of the gods that created heaven and earth and all that therein is. Let our children know that the rejoicing that God has promised unto them is already at hand. For the Lord thy God knows all the way to say to everyone, let my people go. And when the children did not know how they were always under the dominion of demon gods on earth, they did not know why it is they suffered so much, and why it is they were unable to return back to their godlike selves. God wanted them to wait and to wait and to wait and to wait and to wait, so that in waiting we will teach them how it is that this earth changed, why it changed, and how it happens to be the way it is today. And you speak these things so that in the recognition of what is known, the children of God will come to the true consciousness of why it is they suffered so much in this valley of death. Let the peace of God go in everything that you say. Let that which is given in the edification of light be known to the children of God. And they must know that in every way that God giveth all things to be known, it is the way God spoke from everyone, giving utterances unto everyone, that they may know that God spoke, continues to speak through everyone. We have given you this way, so that they may know that every way that you are, so are they. For they came as gods, and they were gods. And having lost the way to become God again, they could no longer find a path back to the divine. Give them the way to know the way, that they too may find the way, that in finding the way they may come to know the truth, and the truth will set them on the path to light. Go in all our ways. Teach in all the ways we give you to teach. Preach the gospel that is of truth from us to you, that in every way that you go, go you in the way that we have sent you, from us to you, and from you to the children. For that is the promise of God unto all, from the Father, the Mother God, through to the Son, from the Son to the children, so that in every way that the children are restored back into the godlike selves, they will become the sons and daughters of the Mother and the Father, Creator gods.